At 11:38 in the morning, Challenger left the launch pad. 73 seconds later, it broke apart. But the disaster did not begin at liftoff. It began the night before, in a conference call about a rubber seal and a temperature the shuttle had never faced. One clock counts down to launch. The other counts down from a warning, 36 degrees Fahrenheit outside versus 53 degrees, the coldest condition backed by prior flight experience. Each solid rocket booster was built from steel segments joined in the field. Inside every joint, 2 rubber O-rings were meant to stop burning gas from escaping. At ignition, pressure made the joint flex open by a fraction of an inch. The primary O-ring had to spring across that growing gap almost immediately. In warm tests, it recovered quickly. In extreme cold, it became slow and stiff. The backup ring was not a true independent barrier once the joint moved. This was not a brand new concern. Earlier flights had already shown O-ring erosion and hot gas blow-by, yet each successful landing made the damage easier to classify as acceptable. The absence of catastrophe became evidence of safety. By 1986, the anomaly was familiar enough to manage, but not serious enough to stop flying. That is how a warning changes shape. First it is a defect, then an exception, then a condition people learn to live with. On the evening before launch, Morton Thiokol engineers recommended no launch below 53 degrees. Forecast temperatures were far lower. NASA managers challenged the evidence, and Thiokol managers paused the call. About 30 minutes later, the company reversed its position and recommended launch. Engineers continued to object, but the strongest warning did not reach every official responsible for the final decision. The burden had quietly flipped. Instead of proving the shuttle safe, the engineers were being asked to prove it would fail. At ignition, cameras recorded dark smoke from the right booster's aft joint at 0.678 seconds. Debris and combustion products may have temporarily sealed the leak. Then the vehicle climbed through strong aerodynamic loads. At 58.8 seconds, a flame appeared. Hot gas attacked the external tank and a booster attachment. At 73.1 seconds, the structure failed. Challenger was traveling near Mach 1.9, 46,000 feet above the Atlantic. The O-ring was the physical failure. The catastrophe was larger. A cold-sensitive joint, repeated warning signs, normalized damage, incomplete communication, schedule pressure, and a decision process that demanded proof of danger instead of proof of safety. Remove any one layer, and the sequence might have stopped. 7 crew members, Francis Scobee, Michael Smith, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Judith Resnik, Gregory Jarvis, and Christa McAuliffe, were lost. Challenger's final 73 seconds began long before the countdown reached 0.